So we started another kitchen adventure. I really thought that my vlogs were going to be about travel, but as it turns out, COVID intervened. So, stuck at home as we are, we make the best of the situation. This little banana is known in Spanish as enano or dwarf. Not so much that the bananas themselves are dwarfs, they're good size, but the plant itself, the crown of the plant is only about head high. And why are they green? Well, they're not really eating bananas. I have eaten them, we have eaten them, and they're okay. They're not bad, but they're really good as cooking bananas. And I thought this would be an educational thing, because not a whole lot of America is familiar with cooking bananas. So we thought we'd do a little demonstration here. This is a huge bunch of bananas. Look at the size of that thing from such a small plant. So we'll show you what we do with these. So here we are, putting steaming water into the sink, and then what I do with these bananas, my wife is so much more skillful than I am. She can just peel them just right out of hand. For me, I find it much easier to make some little grooves here. The hot water does its job. And the longer you leave it in the water, it seems the more freely the peelings come off. So this is step number one, or I guess you could say two, since we actually did cut them off of the stem, the stalk. Now, after they have been peeled, see, green bananas do not peel easily. The peeling is not thin like it is in a ripe banana. It is thick and it adheres to the fruit itself. That's why these preliminary steps are necessary, because you can't just peel a green banana. And whatever you do when you're working with bananas, do not get any of the banana juice. The juice that comes out of these peelings, do not get any of that on any piece of clothing. It is an indelible stain for which no removal has ever been discovered. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry, because I just messed up a brand new shirt. Okay, we have done all of those bananas, peeled them. Here's some. Here are some more. Can you see? Yeah, you can see already. Hard job. It wasn't any fun, but now it's time for the next part. We're making what's called the masa, or the paste from which we make other things. I'll show you how we used to do it. We used to put this thing on top, kind of a little pre-grater that it would grate things, and then it went down to the mixing blade down below. We found that doesn't work as well as just letting it go right straight down. So that's what we'll do. Here we go. trying to break up the little pieces that didn't break up initially. And then we dump it. It whips a lot of air into it. It's quite airy and fluffy. And we're ready for round 2. Also added to this, we do the same thing with butternut squash. So we can get the label off. There we go. There. Now my wife's going to peel this. She's using the vegetable peeler. There we go. I'd like you to see something, the difference in color already. You saw how fast I did that first one. Here's the second one, and already while sitting here, as bananas do, it darkens. Okay, before we're totally finished with the bananas, I'm going to start adding some of the squash. As I have been doing this, I'm realizing that the squash stays a little bit lumpy, so I think this may be the time when we should add this screen up here on top. So we'll see how that works. A little bit different color, isn't it? Different texture too. Okay, we have a larger container now, so we'll dump all of our previous work into there. That came clean nicely. And then our most recent one. And we mix away. This is where it comes down to manual again. We started off manually, did some mechanical stuff in the middle, and end up going manual. Now into this masa, Ellie has mixed some of this stuff here. It's called Sazon by Goya, and it has culantro and achiote. Culantro is also called recao, and it's something that tastes like cilantro a lot. Some people can tell a difference. For me, they're pretty much the same. Now, what the wifey is doing here is for something that, what is it called? Tostones. These are tostones. We have a little press. We press those down flat, and then we'll fry them, take them out, press them again, fry them again. And we're going to do just the first frying today. And for lunch on Saturday when we have company, we'll do the second. Okay, the tostones process has started, and it's dangerous. It gets flatter. And these will soften up a bit, and then we'll take them out, and you're going to store them in the freezer until we cook them on Saturday?
You have to mash them.
Yeah, got to mash them. And then we redo them, refry them. Next step will be in the tostones. Look at the dexterity at work here. And then these will be put away until the day that they are prepared or that they are eaten, and they will be fried again, deep fried again for final crispiness just before eating. Well, there is the masa in bags, and that'll be frozen until time to make pastelas with it. And there are the tostones, which will be frozen until they're ready to be used. Now, the third thing we're going to do with the bananas today is to make what's called platanutres. I don't know about your part of the country, but here in Florida, we can buy these things in little bags. They're usually salted or with garlic or other spices, some with jalapeno. You've noticed that I'm going a little gingerly. I have, on occasion, ceased to be a vegetarian, actually becoming a cannibal by, I think, eating a little piece of my finger that I sliced off. But there's a little device here that should make this a little easier. A couple of ways you can do this. One of them is this way, lengthwise. That's the way you usually buy them in the stores, but you can also get them cut crossways. Since these bananas are a little bit smaller than some end, I'm getting nervous. Really did not want me to do this in the first place, and I'm trying to be careful. But what you do is you come up with things they look like this, and then you fry them just as we did the tostones over there, but they're fried only once and then seasoned. And that's what that's all about. And I am going to turn off the camera now, because if I wind up injuring myself, I don't want it to be witnessed by the whole world. The one thing we weren't able to show you, because a lot of what we were doing was preliminary, working with bananas for cooking is, as you gathered, I'm sure, is a long evolved process. And we were making 3 different categories of things there. We were able to finish, almost finished a couple of them while you were there. We didn't actually fry the platanutres. We did the first frying of, names always escape me. It's getting old is fun. You don't have to worry about details. The tostones, we did the first frying there. And the final thing that we're going to make, the most involved, was pasteles. Now, what you do, you take that masa that we made, and you make sort of a meat turnover. You put the paste down. You first start off with a banana leaf. All this is wrapped in a banana leaf. So you take the masa, you place a scoop or spoonful or whatever of whatever you happen to be using, ground beef or ground some type of meat, or a veggie meat substitute. And then you fold it over. This is wrapped up in a banana leaf, and the banana leaf is wrapped up in parchment paper and tied up, and then that is boiled, and it is good. So come on over someday. We'll serve you some. And thank you very much for watching. We'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Till next time.